Is it a two-horse race? I mean, to be fair, Spurs aren't that far off, but do they have the quality to make it a threesome for the cup? Threesome for the cup. Nice one, Adrian. These things just come out. But, you know, it's okay. It's all in good fun. Kind of like a three... Okay, I'm sorry. Moving on. Hi, I'm Adrian, and welcome to Rabona TV's Weekend Recap, where we look at the top 4 leagues from across Europe and throw in a bonus 5th league as well. Which league this week? Ooh. Hard to say, you'll just have to watch and find out. And as per usual, the weekend recap was made possible today by OneFootball, so a big thank you to them. OneFootball is of course the best football app out there, as you can customize your newsfeed to your liking to get the latest news, like the cancellation of the Copa Libertadores final this weekend, watch highlights, follow matches with detailed match tickers while you watch away from home, and much more. So if you want to help the channel out, then grab yourself a free download for Android or iOS in the description. Alright boys and girls, well the 5.1% of you that are female or identify as such, let's get started with the Bundesliga, because as my longtime subscribers know, I call the shots as to whether a manager's career can live or die. I claim the scalp of Julian Lopetegui, and Niko Kovac is the next one I have in my sights. His job is in jeopardy, and one, I'm joking, don't worry people, I don't actually think that I have any influence on the careers of footballers or football managers. I'm still a nobody on YouTube, and two, I don't have anything against Kovac, I just didn't think that he had the pedigree to manage a team like Bayern Munich, and so far, I think that it's fair to say that he hasn't exactly shown that he's up to task. So far, keywords there. Remember, Jupp Heynckes had the exact same group of players and he was able to get a little something out of them. But it could just be argued that last season was sort of the last chance saloon for some of Bayern's aging core. So, what happened this weekend? Well, Bayern found themselves 3-1 up at home to relegation fodder Fortuna Dusseldorf, who had amassed 8 points from 11 matches. That ain't great. In the 77th minute, Dodi Lukubakio scored a second to make it 3-2. And to finish off the nightmare of a match, he completed his hat trick in the 92nd when a ball over the top clearly exploited Bayern's slow center backs. Neuer couldn't close his legs fast enough, and it was 3-3. Bayern with 21 points from 12 matches. That was the first time someone scored a hat trick against Bayern in the Bundesliga since I think 2001. Apparently Kovac will still be in charge for Bayern's match midweek, but the higher-ups at Bayern seem to be pretty unhappy with Kovac's time at the helm so far. Me, I don't care so long as my guy Alphonso Davies gets some playing time for Bayern. I've seen images of him in training and it seems like he's fitting in well so far. And Kovac said that he's a diamond in the rough and he's earmarked for the first team. Exciting stuff. A Canadian, yes! Let's go! What made it even worse for Bayern is that, yes, RB Leipzig, the team directly in front of them, did fail to get a win, but the top 3 teams all got victories. Their third consecutively for each. Let's go through them now. Eintracht Frankfurt continued their somewhat surprising but fun to watch run near the top of the table with yet another win, this time 3-1 away to Augsburg. Frankfurt is not only unbeaten in their last 7 Bundesliga matches, while Sebastian Haller has scored in their last 7 matches across all competitions. Things are looking good there. Now that Niko Kovac is left, I'm joking. Don't get up in arms to defend the guy because I was joking. I know he did incredible things with that team. Just a joke. Ahead of them in second, Borussia Mönchengladbach strolled to a 4-1 victory over relegation combatants Hannover 96. Hannover, you started so well last season, and this season you've been crap so far. But anyway, Mönchengladbach were once again propelled to victory courtesy of Thorgan Hazard, who has been involved in 9 goals in his last 4 matches at home for Borussia in the Bundesliga. Incredible. 5 goals and 4 assists. And finally, Borussia Dortmund got a win away to tricky FSV Mainz with who else but super sub Paco Alcacer grabbing a goal. By the way, Dortmund made his move permanent this past week and it has paid off already. Mainz actually equalized just 4 minutes later, but 6 minutes after that, Lukas Piszczek, the incredible servant of the club, scored an incredible bar-down goal to put Dortmund ahead and give them the win, ensuring that Borussia Dortmund have won 9, drawn 3, and have a goal difference of plus 22. Little stumble there, my bad. Okay, that's it, that's all for the Bundesliga. Let's go to England now as another team kept their unbeaten streak alive, Arsenal. Though theirs is an unbeaten streak, not an unbeaten record. And they did it in some not so easy circumstances either. First off, I gotta say I thought that this was the last season for Bournemouth in the Premier League, at least for the foreseeable future. My bad. I'll happily admit that I have been wrong so far, as they currently occupy 8th, despite having lost 3 in a row now. United, Newcastle United, and Arsenal. Arsenal got the win thanks to a second half strike from Aubameyang, his first in exactly a month of fixtures. Funny thing about Arsenal, across their 13 matches in the Premier League this season, they haven't had the lead once going into halftime. They love a late-ish show, at least a second half show, we'll call it. United hosted Crystal Palace and did nothing to improve their record, only managing a 0-0 draw. They're sitting pretty in 7th. And I'm talking about United, not Palace. Strange that I even have to be clear about that. Really speaks to how poor they've been so far this season. 21 points from 13 matches, 14 points now behind the leaders already. We aren't even in December yet. Speaking of the leaders, Manchester City went away to West Ham and really disrespected them with a 4-0 victory, and Leroy Sané running riot. He was involved in 3 goals with a brace and an assist on Raheem Sterling's goal. David Silva's incredible form continued as well as he shimmied his hips to roll the ball past Fabianski. Their unbeaten run continues. Could Liverpool do it away to Watford to make sure that they are also unbeaten? Yes, they could, despite Giordano Hendoso getting himself sent off. Mind you, the damage had already been done to Watford. As Mo Salah continued to rebuild his form with another goal in this one, he's been involved in 9 goals in his last 8 matches for Liverpool. However, the pick of the lot was Trent Alexander-Arnold's free kick from about 25 yards out. Impeccable technique, and Firmino capped it off in the 88th, heading home a rebound. Not the prettiest goal he's ever scored, but I'll take it. Liverpool remain unbeaten, and we throw it to you, Chelsea. Can you make it 3 at the top unbeaten? Well, Chelsea let themselves down, to be honest, and if I may be honest with you, it didn't really surprise me much, as they had seemed to be a little bit off in the weeks and matches leading up to this encounter. With Morata looking crap, they don't have a good striker. Hazard looking like less of the Hazard that we saw in the World Cup and early in this season. Things just overall have looked a little bit off for them. Well, it was never going to be easy with them going away to Spurs, who, despite being treated in the media as a team in crisis, and they aren't looking great in some regards, or they weren't looking great in some regards, let's be real, they've still had their best start to the Premier League season ever. Well, after 16 minutes, they had one of their best starts to a Premier League match this season, with Dele and Kane making it 2-0 after just 16, as I said. But that was all in preparation for Heung-min Son to treat us with probably the earliest goal of the season candidate so far, as he dribbled past the entirety of Chelsea's team, their technical staff, boardroom, their away support, and half the population of London before slotting it past Kepa Arrizabalaga. Dominant 3-0 win for Tottenham, and they handed Chelsea their first loss, not just in the Premier League, but under Sarri as well. Well, there's a bit of an asterisk by that, because that's only if you don't count crap cup competitions like the Community Shield. If you do, then I guess it was technically their second loss under Maurizio Sarri. I guess it technically is a competitive competition, but is it really? Anyway, that means that City have a 2-point lead on Liverpool, while Spurs leapfrog Chelsea into 3rd and are just 3 points behind Liverpool. Serie A, well, while the title race isn't exactly close at the moment with 8 points separating Juventus and Napoli, at least the scoring race is, right? And the 2 players at the top of it each notched this weekend. First off, Genoa striker Christoph Piatek scored against Sampdoria in Genoa's 1-1 draw. They're still winless in 7 matches, however, but Piatek snapped his 5-match goalless run, which was of course caused by me, because I did a bio on him and he stopped scoring from then on. So if anyone wants me to do bios on other players that they want to stop scoring, just gotta send me that check, baby. Ronaldo, on the other hand, improved his scoring record to 9 after match day 13. Pretty crazy. In fact, he's been involved in at least 1 goal in every match he's played in since he scored his first goals against Sassuolo. Besides, of course, the match in which he was sent off versus Valencia and away to Man United. So 2 matches from every match he's been involved in. And he's been involved in 14 goals in 13 matches across all competitions, which is super impressive. Oh, and by the way, Juve won against Spal, with Mandzukic getting the 2nd goal from a rebound. Right place, right time, as per usual with that guy. The dude really has a talent for that. So, Juve's insane start to the season continues with 12 wins and a draw from 13 matches, while their closest challengers, Napoli, only managed a draw at home to bottom of the table, winless Chievo. Frustrating match for them. Yes, Chievo is the only team in the Serie A without a win. Even Frosinone has a win. Inter got a routine 3-0 win at home to Frosinone in what was Mauro Icardi's 200th Serie A appearance. He didn't have a chance to grab a goal, however, as he came on as a 77th minute substitute. Let me rephrase that. He had a chance, but less so given his limited playing time. But Keita made the most of his playing time, however, and he looked really good, grabbing a brace on the occasion. In the big matchup of the weekend, however, Milan and Lazio could only play to a 1-1 draw, with Joaquin Correa scoring a 93rd minute equalizer. Milan had set up some bunker tactics, which backfired in the end, with Lazio getting that late equalizer and almost going ahead from a Wallace header just 2 minutes later. Milan almost shot themselves in the foot. So, Lazio remain a point ahead of Milan in 4th, Inter in 3rd, Napoli in 2nd, and of course Juve up top. Spain. Well, after Santiago Solari was handed a full-time managerial duty with Madrid, signing on until 2021, he started incredibly with Real, of course, winning every match that came their way. But then they went away to mid-table side Eibar and were embarrassed, with the lion's share of chances going to Eibar, despite Real welcoming back Varane. He can't do it all himself though, can he? Bale scored a banger early on, but he was born offside on that one. So far offside. And from there, Eibar scored 3 unanswered, prompting many questions of the Real Madrid players and Solari himself. So after grabbing 2 wins in La Liga, Real are back to losing, having lost 4 of their last 6 matches in La Liga. The big match in Spain was between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, and it looked as if the hosts Atletico would hand Barcelona their 2nd straight loss in La Liga when Diego Costa met a corner at the far post perfectly with a driven header past Ter Stegen. However, the apparently video game addicted Ousmane Dembele, what a headline that was, found time in his schedule to score a late equalizer for Barcelona, ensuring that they stayed ahead of 3rd place Atletico Madrid. That's right, 3rd place Atletico Madrid, because Barca relinquished their lead in La Liga. To whom, you ask? Well, none other than Sevilla, who are on fire these days, my man. Unbeaten in 7 matches after a hiccup of having 2 losses in 3 games. This week, they defeated Real Valladolid 1-0 with a goal coming from Andre Silva, who is loving life in Spain, where he scored 8 goals in 12 matches. In fact, for club and country, he scored 11 from 16 appearances. Worthy leaders at the moment in La Liga, with a guy worthy of getting that permanent move to Sevilla. And rejoice everyone, as today we look at our bonus league, which will be the Turkish Super League. Champions Galatasaray were left pretty frustrated this weekend as they led mid-table side Konyaspor in the second half before Serdar Aziz gave away a penalty in the 87th minute. Then he went ahead and threw the ball at the referee's manhood and was given a red card for his troubles. I hope the satisfaction of throwing the ball at the balls of the referee was worth it, because you not only cost your team 3 points after the penalty was converted and the match ended 1-1, but you ensured that you got yourself suspended as well. Oh, bravo, man. Bravo. That doesn't really bode well for Galatasaray, especially when rivals Kasimpasa beat up on Yeni Malatyaspor 3-0 thanks to a brace from Turkish Super League runaway top scorer Mbaye Dieng. The dude has scored 14 goals in 13 matches, meaning he has scored 7 more goals than the next closest scorer in the Turkish top flight. Incredible. Fener's season has continued to flounder as they find themselves just 1 point above the relegation zone following their 2-1 loss to Trabzonspor. Fener has only managed 13 points from 13 matches, which is not the most beautiful record you can find in Turkey. In fact, that title goes to Istanbul Basaksehir, who have won 4 straight in the Super League and are undefeated in their last 10 matches. They had a bit of a slow start, but they're killing it now. Know what's crazy to me, however? They've only scored 17 goals so far this season and have only won by 2 or more goals on 3 occasions, yet they lead in Turkey. 17 goals for and 5 against. The next best defense in Turkey has conceded 13 goals. Airtight. But hey, that's pretty much all you need to know out of Turkey. I guess Besiktas also got a victory, ensuring that they held on to a top 4 place. But other than that, you're good. In fact, other than that, this episode is good. Well, good as in finished. I mean, I'll let you be the judge if it was good or not. It doesn't make sense. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, then a like is appreciated. If you loved it, then a subscription is mega appreciated. But beyond likes and subscriptions, you just taking the time to watch is super appreciated as well. All right, my name is Adrian. I love you. Take care.